vanished into thin air. The Joan mystery. On an October afternoon in 1961, at 4:33 p.m., Sergeant Michael's radio buzzed with an urgent call. Neighbor Barbara had found something shocking at Joan's house, what looked like red paint covering the kitchen floor. Michael arrived 5 minutes later and quickly realized it wasn't paint at all. The house was covered in deep red: kitchen, stairs, master bedroom, children's rooms, and driveway. The pattern looked almost planned. Michael had seen crime scenes before, but this was different. Barbara, still shaking, explained that she had been watching Joan's children that day. Joan seemed completely normal that morning. She took her 4-year-old daughter Lillian to the dentist and ran errands. The milkman, mailman, and dry cleaner all made their usual stops and noticed nothing strange. The timeline became Michael's obsession. At 1 p.m., Barbara left her son Douglas for a playdate with Lillian at Joan's house. They saw Joan trimming plants and putting the pruning shears back in the garage. An hour later, Joan left the children at the swing set, promising to return soon. At 2:15 p.m., Barbara saw Joan for the last time. Joan was by her blue car in the driveway wearing a trench coat and carrying something red, looking rushed and confused. Between 3:20 and 3:45 p.m., neighbors reported a dirty car near Joan's house. One neighbor stopped to let this mysterious vehicle back out of a driveway, but others insisted no car was ever parked there. These conflicting stories puzzled Michael. At 3:40 p.m., Barbara took Lillian back to her house. Believing Joan was still in the house, she left. At 4:15 p.m., Barbara returned home to find Lillian crying that her mother was gone and the kitchen was covered in red paint. Her 2-year-old brother David was crying in his crib. Michael followed the crimson trail like breadcrumbs in a twisted fairy tale. The family car had stains on its fender, hood, and trunk. The most puzzling was the telephone ripped from the wall but carefully placed on trash basket's edge. A police bloodhound picked up Joan's scent and followed it to the middle of the driveway, where it simply vanished. Drivers reported seeing a woman who looked like Joan wandering along local highways, appearing injured and confused. Michael investigated every lead, but found nothing. The evidence showed something terrible happened, but inconsistencies suggested more than a simple crime. The carefully placed telephone, massive blood loss with no body, the mysterious car neighbors both saw and didn't see. Joan's husband Martin had flown to New York on business that morning with an unshakable alibi, forcing Michael to consider unknown attackers, or the disturbing possibility that Joan staged everything herself. Years passed, bringing new cases but never erasing the memory of that October afternoon. The case remained an unsolved mystery waiting for answers that might never come.